All right, shalom to the elect. All praises to Yahweh Shemi Shai, and divine to the others, and apostles of great millstone. All right, so this is Samat coming to you in the spirit and power, of course, of Yahweh Shemi Shai. And I'm going to share a few words, man. Just let this be a little faith booster, a little comfort for you, brothers. I know it's a lot of bros going through a lot of shit right now. Especially in the time of inflation. Times of trouble. We ain't really seen much yet, but it's a lot of brothers that still got it pretty hard out here, man. And I know it can kind of seem tough when you got all this shit going on in the world, and you feel like, hold on, let me just move this camera. You feel like there's no exit, right? To shit that's going on, right? There's no end to it, right? You could be catching hell dealing with family demons, dealing with baby mom, dealing with your children, dealing with work, dealing with trying to find work. And it's all the same things there's a lot of brothers that go through. And I know for a lot of younger brothers, I myself was in the spirit as well, where you first wake up to the truth, and that first little, however long it is for you, but I'm gonna say that first year of you waking up to the truth, you tend to kind of put yourself in a box, and this process or this stage lasts longer depending on who it is, right? Some brothers get it, some brothers don't. Some brothers only stay in this stage for a short period of time. Some brothers stay in this stage for a long time. And there's brothers that's been in this truth maybe 5 years and still in this phase, right? But if you've noticed, there's a trend going on with a lot of brothers in the videos that they post. And it's about, being on your business, exercising, eating clean, taking care of yourself, man. Continue to grind and work, because you can't, like you kind of say, the brother in my camp, he says, you can't go hard in the spirit and not in the flesh. That's it's an unjust balance. You got to go hard, period, because what manifests in the spirit, in the flesh, starts in the spirit, right? Look at it like this: every action starts from a thought, right? And that thought is really your conscience, but it's really your spirit, right? So, and the things that you do and the things that you apply yourself to, it all starts in the spirit. So you can't really just go hard in the spirit, right? Doing your lessons and going out and, and striving for excellency in the truth sense, and not be having that same energy towards yourself and your business, your job, your body, your health, right? Because all these things are coming together and apply. Let's look at our ancestors, right? Abraham, Job, David, Solomon, amongst many other. These brothers were, these men, if you will, they were very, very wealthy men, if you will, right? And they were, I'm almost certain that they were very fit, very masculine, very well disciplined, very well mannered, very well put together, because ultimately their lifestyle suited that. And of course they were very righteous at the same time, right? Let's look at it like this, right? Our duty in this life is ultimately to serve Yahweh Shemi Shai, but we still have a life to live. Now, if you take this truth and you utilize this truth and you actually take this word and apply it to your life, by nature, you're going to strive for excellency in every area of your life. Now, that's not really what I want to talk about, but that's just going to spark the topic of there's a lot of brothers going through a lot of shit. And whether you're in the space to where you're trying to develop and grow, or you're just kind of in a space to where you're just trying to do the work and you're not really too worried about other shit. But there's a lot going on in your life, right? You're catching hell, and you might seem like, it's like, damn, bro, I've been going through this same problem for like 6 months, 8 months, damn near a year. And you might be thinking to yourself like, damn, bro, is the Lord ever going to deliver me? I done prayed. I didn't ask the Lord for mercy, for deliverance, and I still haven't been delivered yet. Whatever that situation is, And obviously, if you're still here doing the work and praying, it wasn't life-threatening. So that's a thought to keep in mind. What's that saying that they say in the world? They say he's not always there when you call, but he's always on time. So you might be in your mind thinking like, yo, I need this now. I need the Lord to do this now. But in reality, the Lord is just not, it's not the time for it. You know, that could be one thing. Or maybe it can be a thing to where the Lord is waiting for you to make a certain move or make a certain change. And this is the things we'll never know, but that's why praying for guidance and understanding will do that, right? Hold on 1 second. So let me start with this. This is Ecclesiasticus or Sirach 2:10. It says, look at the generations of old and see, did any ever trust in Yahweh and was confounded, or did any abide in his fear and was forsaken, or whom did he ever despise that call upon him? So the Lord ultimately hears our prayers, right? And he's not going to forsake us, right? You know, the Lord is long suffering. We have to understand that, right? As it says in many scriptures, the Lord is long suffering. So he has a plan and a path for us. Now, depending on what your circumstance is, I believe some circumstances can be self-inflicted to a point, and based on you being in that affliction, the duration of that is ultimately that period of time to where the Lord's trying to build you up and maybe kind of like, you know, kicking your ass a little bit, right? You know, whatever it is, you know, like if I speak on myself, like it could be something where, let's say you quit a job, right? You quit a job and it's kind of a hasteful decision and you good for a while, but then you're trying to get back into the swing of working a job instead of working little odd jobs, being your own boss or whatever. Then, and it might be hard for you to get a job, you know, but you're like, damn, bro, I had a job. It was paying me okay. You know what I mean? I was still able to pay my bills. But that period of time is the Lord ultimately just building you up and building you for the next thing. But what you do in that time period is very crucial, right? That's why it's always important to be on your grind and be on your purpose, you know, to be on your game, top of your game at all times, you know, still growing in the spirit, still looking for better opportunities and advancing your skills, you know, still improving your health if your brother's going through a health shit. If you're dealing with family problems, man, maybe it's time for you to level up and get out, especially younger brothers. If you're dealing with family issues and you live with your parents, you live with who is another person and they giving you hell, maybe it's time for you to level up and just and be on your own, you know, get your own spot. Get your own place. And if you got another brother that's in the same circumstance, why don't y'all just get a place together? Save on money. Right? So let me see. This is 1 Corinthians 10:13. It says, there have no temptation taken you, but such as common to man. But the Most High is faithful, who will not suffer you to be tempted above that ye are able, but will with the temptation also make a way to escape, that ye may be able to bear it. So no matter what you go through, it's not going to be, if the Lord's really, if you really have been, I look at it like this, right? You're doing this work, you very remorseful, you're constantly repenting, you're constantly self-examining, you're staying in the spirit. More than likely, I think I want to use my words very loosely here. I mean, I don't want to use them very loosely. I ain't trying to get, you know what I mean? But don't take my words too seriously, right? And I'm using these words very loosely. I think it's safe to say if you're doing all those things and you're in that spirit, you're more than likely of the elect, right? Because ultimately, what's the purpose of us doing this work and striving and having faith in the Lord if we don't even believe that we're of the elect? We say Lord willing, but we have confidence. And we have confidence in ourselves, and we have confidence in the Lord that he will ultimately be a just power, because he's a just power. Why would we wake up to this truth and do all this work and put all this work in and be in the spirit and be remorseful and actually be putting on in the spirit of the elect? I'm talking about being brotherly, being honest, having integrity, you know, being straightforward, direct, being kind-hearted, being meek, humble, all these things, right? This is the spirit you're in. And then on top of that, you're doing the Lord's work. feeding the sheep, waking up, genuinely trying to wake your people up, man, then I think it's safe to assume that you can be confident you're of the elect. So look at it like this. If you're doing all these things and you're doing all this to the Lord, making sacrifices, you got to believe that this scripture applies to you. 1 Corinthians 10:13. There's no temptation taking you that the Most High will not suffer you to be tempted above that you're able, right? And with that temptation, he'll make a way to escape, right? As he did many men in the scriptures, as we have read, right? It says that ye may be able to bear it. So you have to believe. Ultimately, it's all about having faith and belief. It's going to be okay, all right? So no matter what you brothers are going through, it's going to be okay, all right? You just got to, hey, bro, you just have to be in a mindset of just keep going, keep pushing forward. Don't give up, like don't give up. Like I'm a product of this. Like I've had a long period of time where I was going through a lot of shit, but guess what? I never gave up. I never gave up. I never gave in. I had my moments where where it's only natural. Satan will kind of attack you when you just be like, man, what the fuck is the point? Is the Lord even dealing with me? But then guess what? You snap right back into reality and be like, no, fuck that, man. The Lord got a plan for me, so I'm gonna just keep pushing forward, man. I'm gonna keep moving forward. Hey, bro, and then through all that, the Lord made a way for me to escape, and ultimately throughout that affliction, I was being taken care of. Yo, like it's just, bro, you have to have that confidence, man. And I had that confidence in the Lord. I didn't stress, I didn't worry, I just had faith in the Lord, and then I just kept moving forward, and that's all we can do, no matter what it is you're going through. And then do things for yourself that are going to help better your situation and benefit you, and pray to the Lord and ask him to bless your hands. And ultimately what will happen? The Lord will bless your hands, man. He will allow things to work out for you. If you're dealing with family issues, if you just start doing certain things and leaving your family alone and leveling up, your family will start to respect you more. If you got baby mom issues, man, bro, just start dealing with your baby mom differently, man. Don't argue with her. Just start being more, cooperative. Just say, okay, boom, start leveling up, moving forward, trying to do more things with your kid. And then ultimately the Lord will make things happen to where next thing you know, you and your baby mom have a conversation and you're all cool now. Everything is good. Because a lot of brothers have issues with their baby moms, bro. And a lot of issues with their baby moms be on the woman, but at the same time, if you just put pieces into play to have a better relationship with this woman, ultimately, no matter how demonic she may be, if you put the pieces together, if you put the pieces in place, the Lord will put it together, right? Now let's end off with this. This is James 5:11. It says, behold, we count them happy which endure. Ye have heard the patience of Job, and have seen the end of the Lord, that the Lord is very pitiful and of tender mercy. And that's just that scripture speaks for itself. You read the story of Job, you'll understand, man. The Lord is very pitiful, man. It's very terrible, but it's also very great, very merciful. And the reason the Lord does things is beyond our comprehension, but you just got to trust in the path, in the position that the Lord puts you in, and understand that the Lord's not going to put you in anything that you cannot handle. All right, and let that also be encouragement and confidence in the day of trouble, Jacob's trouble. If you get put in a situation where your life is on the line and you got to choose between a chip or family, or you got to make a very tough decision, or you don't know if you're going to eat or survive, let this scripture be let that scripture in 1 Corinthians 10:13 be a confidence booster for you, and understanding that the Lord will not allow you to have more than you can bear. Okay, and even if brothers got to get tortured, let that be a confidence booster too. So that's all I really wanted to go into. So Lord willing, this could have been edifying to you all. I want to say shalom.